Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. In today's video, I'm going to give you a quick update on what's been happening with Iran and with this Epstein war that US and Israel has started on Iran. So before I go through what's been happening, I want to give you guys a quick update with the latest news so you don't have to look at endless footage of what's going on around the world. Here's some images of underground bunkers in Israel. You can see all the rats are fighting amongst themselves, like caged rats would. You can see how they're acting, and um, and there's a story that all the Indians working in Israel, they are not allowed in bunkers. Absolutely hilarious. You have Modi going to Israel one day before this attack, making a fool out of himself, and now they are not letting any Indians into these bunkers. Apparently, the soldiers are being ordered to shoot on sight if any Indians try to get into these bunkers. And you can see from these pictures, there's no Indians in there. And there's a lot of Indians working in Israel, by the way, because they've replaced all the Palestinians. Um, Israel got rid of all of the Palestinians during the war in Gaza. Basically, either sent them off to Jordan or sent them off to Gaza to kill them. Either way, they've replaced all of them with Indians. You can see like attacks are now reaching Israel. Interceptors are not able to hit these missiles. You can see these missiles are being they're missing. Um, they cannot hit these hypersonic and supersonic missiles coming from Iran. So you can imagine how much money Israel and the West is wasting on these interceptor missiles, trying to shoot down Iranian missiles. Iranian missiles are pretty modern, hypersonic, they're supersonic. And these Arrow systems, THAAD systems, Patriot systems, they don't work, guys. They might work for slower, older generation missiles, things that were firing, let's just say 20 years ago. Do you remember the first Iraq war when Saddam Hussein was firing Scuds? I mean, it's probably good for those kind of missiles, which are very slow moving, predictable, but they're not any good for the latest hypersonic missile technology, supersonic missile technology. They are absolutely useless, absolutely useless. And they're just wasting money throwing batteries out to try and stop these missiles. And some of these batteries are ending up hitting their own own sites as well. Or they're just hitting the ground because they miss the targets and they're just falling onto the ground and exploding. And I want to tell you something really funny, guys. So this is Israel, by the way, but Dubai is absolutely getting slaughtered, and Iran is affecting Dubai's two main ways of making money. Obviously, everyone knows Dubai makes money from oil, but oil is only 10% of Dubai's income. Most of Dubai's income is actually tourism, and Dubai has one of the biggest ports in the Middle East, and that's where most of the money comes from. So Iran has completely stopped Dubai's tourism sector, and they've also started attacking Dubai's ports. They've attacked Dubai's airports as well. They've attacked tourism centers like hotels. They've hit the seven-star hotel. They've hit I think the Palm Beach Jumeirah Hotel as well. It's one hotel I stayed in previously, and they are really affecting Dubai where it hurts. So let me tell you something which is absolutely hilarious. Why are these missiles hitting Dubai? And why do you not see any interceptors in Dubai? Where's all the anti-aircraft missiles? Where are the interceptors? I'll tell you where they are, guys. They've all been moved to Israel. You know, America for the past 6 months or so, because Israel got depleted with its anti-aircraft missiles, during the 12-day war. They moved all the Patriot missiles from all the Middle Eastern countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, and they've moved them all to Israel, and they haven't replaced them yet. I'm not joking. So basically, Israeli lives matter and Arab lives don't. And the ridiculously low IQ Arab leaders still bend the knee to Trump, still bend the knee to Israel, still puppets. Absolutely, man, I don't want to swear, guys, but these guys are absolute sellouts, absolute sellouts. They've not only sold their own countries, they've sold their own Muslim brothers and sisters. They did nothing for the genocide that happened right under their noses. They let Israel get away with it. They even helped Israel commit genocide, and now they're helping Israel and America to attack Iran. So these Arab states deserve what they get because they are using their home bases, their home countries, as American or Israeli bases to attack Iran with. So imagine this happened another way. Let's just say hypothetically, right? Let's just say hypothetically, Iran was attacking America. I know it's never going to happen, but I'm just giving an example. So let's just say Iran was attacking America, but Iran is nowhere near America, but it uses Cuban air bases. So Iran, goes to Cuba and it uses Cuban air bases to attack America, right? So is America gonna be okay with Cuba letting Iran use its air bases to attack America? Or is America going to say, oh, yeah, you can use Cuba to attack us, no problem. Iran is our enemy, but Cuba, you're okay. Don't worry. Well, you can let your bases be used by Iran to attack us, no problem. It's the same thing, guys. These Middle Eastern bases are being used to attack Iran, and do you think Iran's going to just sit there and take it? These countries have made themselves into targets, especially UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, parts of Iraq, which is probably more northern Iraq, to be honest. Now Syria, Jordan, Qatar, Bahrain, you name it, guys. They are all puppets of the West, and some of them are even named in the Epstein files, like MBS is named in the Epstein files. There's a couple of crown princes in Dubai are named in the Epstein files. They're all in on it, guys. They're all part of the same group. So yeah, so they are hitting Dubai where it hurts. Their economy, their ports, their infrastructure, hotels, airports, you name it. Dubai is an accessory to attacks on Iran. And this should send a message to the rest of the Middle East that you should not be hosting American bases and using those bases to attack Iran with. That should be sending a chilling message. Any Middle Eastern puppets that you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, why are these Middle Eastern countries silly enough to hold American bases? Why, guys? Because America is a falling power, falling empire now. They're huge. They got huge problems with debt. None of their military works anymore. The Patriots are useless. The THAAD missiles are useless. They cannot win a war to save their lives. They use proxy wars to fight other people's battles. Their dollar is falling. So why are they backing a falling empire? And also, guys, America probably pays them to host American bases in their country. So let me tell you something. Is it worth destroying your economy just so America can pay you, like, let's just say America pays Dubai a couple of million a year to host American bases in Dubai. Let's just say that, right? Is it really worth a couple of million a year just to get your country destroyed? Right now, Dubai is being destroyed. They have no economy. All the influencers are trying to leave because the airport's closed. They can't leave because they're all stranded. Um, their ports are being closed. The whole economy is going to strangle. Now, you're going to see, their properties price is going to shoot down because everyone's going to be leaving Dubai. The safe haven is gone. America's not going to protect Dubai. So all these shiny buildings that Dubai built, they're going to go to dust in the desert as soon, guys, because people are going to leave Dubai. No one's going to invest in Dubai anymore, and people, the whole myth of Dubai being safe is just shattered in one day. So you're going to see Dubai crumble over the next year or so, and rightly so. And you could ask yourself, was it worth hosting those American military bases just to destroy a country? Was it really worth it? You got to look at the benefits and the cons. I don't think it was worth it because who's the one left carrying the can? It's Dubai. America's not going to save you. All the Patriot missiles, all the anti-aircraft missiles have been moved to Dubai. They don't care about Dubai if it gets burnt and destroyed. They don't care about Arabs or Indians or any other um, nationals living in Dubai. They don't care about any of that. And these idiotic Muslim leaders still host American bases in their soil. And I have to include a lot of low IQ Muslims out there who actually support this regime as well. Because, yeah, it's bad enough to have really corrupt, idiotic leaders running the show, but it's equally bad when your people don't do anything about it. The Muslims stand up for fake CIA color revolutions, right? For example, you know, the last color revolution in Middle East was in Egypt. It was a CIA coup. Everyone knows that. And obviously they tried the same thing in Iran. It failed. The Muslims are happy to do these CIA coups all over the place. They did it in Syria as well. But they will never stand up against a corrupt leadership or corrupt regime. They will never do that. Why? Why, guys? Ask me that. And why? There's 2 billion Muslims in the world. Why allow a genocide to take place under your nose? Answer me that. So I know a lot of Muslim guys. I know a lot of Muslims, to be honest, in London, and I have a lot of chat with them. And I always ask them one thing: what have you done for Palestine? And they can't answer it. Few of them say, "Oh, I've been on Twitter. I've shared a few posts, and I've given some money to charity." I said, "Okay, so what have you actually done for Palestine?" Okay, it's nothing, nothing. Exactly, guys, nothing. I think the Muslims need to take more responsibility for their leaders. If their leaders are corrupt, if the leaders are colluding with Israel, colluding with the enemy, you need to overthrow them. The only country that did that is Iran. In 1979, the Islamic Revolution, when they pulled the Shah, who was corrupt, who was stealing money from the people, who was colluding with Israel, and they toppled him, and rightly so. And the Americans and the West has been after Iran ever since. And the rest of the Muslim countries need to do that. Need to do the same. They need to, get rid of these corrupt leaders and have some sovereignty for a change. The only other countries who's at least a bit respectable is Yemen and also Hezbollah. Obviously, Hezbollah is not a country, but the leaders of Lebanon are quite corrupt. But Hezbollah is the true power in Lebanon. They're the ones that are running the show over there. Okay, guys, so let's go to the next post. And you can see this is a meme where all these influencers are trying to leave Dubai. But obviously the airports are closed, so they're all stranded in the airport. So I don't think they'll ever come back to Dubai anytime soon. They'll find another country to do like the influencing. So this is the seven-star hotel. This is the only seven-star hotel in Dubai. And they call it the seven-star hotel, but it's actually five-star because there's no such thing as a seven-star. It's a five-star, but they say it's the only seven-star in the world. So this seven-star hotel has suddenly turned into a one-star hotel, or a five-star hotel has turned into a one-star hotel because it's all been evacuated. No one's living there now. Imagine the amount of money they would be losing. No one's going to stay there anymore. This is an absolute joke, guys. I mean, what is the point of UAE joining with Israel and America to attack Iran? Why is the benefit, guys? Can someone tell me? So this is Tel Aviv being bombed. You can see huge amounts of damage in Tel Aviv. So Tel Aviv is obviously not going to get away with it as well. And I want to also mention something about Tel Aviv. They attacked Iran during the negotiations for the second time. And I have been saying in my channels many times, I have been saying that the Iranian president, he's a Western asset. He has been trying to talk to the West and negotiate with the West. He's not been putting any effort with China or Russia. You know, when your country is under attack, when your country is under threat by the West, what is the point of negotiating with them? You shouldn't be wasting any time with the West. You should be focusing on defense, focusing on your true allies who can actually help you, like China and Russia. He should be going to China and Russia every single month, and discussing what he needs for defense, what he needs to truly defend Iran from Israel. He's not been doing any of that. He's just been focusing on doing these fake negotiations with Trump and Israel. And look what's happened. Second time now, Israel has attacked during negotiations. Second time. It's not because of him. He's just weak. They need to get rid of this guy. He is just weak. Absolutely weak, guys. So yeah, Israel basically attacked Iran, and I got a feeling they did it, and they didn't let Trump know. In the first time, if you remember, in the first time in the 12-day war, Israel attacked Iran, and Trump didn't know about it. He came on live television. He said, "I didn't know, Israel was going to attack and stuff like that." And I think this is what happened again. I think Israel attacked Iran because the negotiations were going quite well. I think Oman sent a message yesterday saying they reached some sort of deal or something, and Israel obviously was not happy about that, and they attacked. And I think they attacked before the American soldiers were ready. So Israel did the first initial attack, and the Americans had to join in afterwards. And looking at everything that's happened today, Iran has been a lot more prepared for an attack, and you can see the difference between this war and the 12-day war. The 12-day war, the first few days, Israel and America were hitting so many targets in Iran. They were doing so many assassinations, and Iran was caught back in the back foot. They were really, really, smashed in the first couple of days. And then Iran got their act together, and they started retaliating. They started getting their kind of intelligence moving. They started firing missiles into Israel. So after a few days, Iran got its act together. This time, looks like Israel and America were not prepared. I think if you look at the damage in Iran, it's very, very minimal. There's stories about how they could have assassinated the Grand Ayatollah Khemeni. There's stories coming out from Israel that they've done that. So I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I doubt it. I doubt if it's true. But even if it is true, guys, it's not the end of the world for Iran because this guy is 86 years old. So he's not going to live forever. So he would actually love a martyr's death. So if they have killed him, they would have made him into a martyr. And he's 86 years old, and I'm sure he would have loved to be a martyr and just be killed and be remembered for the rest of his life. But however, if he is killed, IRGC are just going to take over Iran. The IRGC going to run things. There's a fatwa that Grand A Khemeni, produced that Iran's not going to produce any nuclear weapons. So if he dies, this fatwa is going to disappear, and Iran is free to basically start making nuclear weapons because there's no fatwa anymore. So if the Grand Ayatollah Khamenei is killed, he's going to be made into a martyr, and the Iranian people are going to really be angry if he gets killed. By the way, because killing, the Grand Ayatollah is like killing, it's like killing the Pope. It's going to enrage millions and millions of Shia Muslims all across the world. It's going to really start a war that America is not ready for. So this is really bad news if this has happened. I doubt if it has happened. I doubt if they have killed him, to be honest, because Iran is saying he's still alive, and obviously we'll see what happens over the next few days, whether that story is true or not. Let's move on. So you can see this is a Dubai airport that got destroyed. More Tel Aviv. Um, oh yeah, this is quite funny. Basically, Indonesia was supposed to buy a lot of Indian trucks, and they cancelled the order because Modi basically has proved to the world that he is anti-Muslim by siding with Israel, and all the Muslim countries are basically gonna start shunning him. I mean, what a own goal by India, guys! Absolutely disastrous PR. As a country, you know, disastrous. One day before Israel and America attacks Iran, Modi's in Israel laughing and joking with Netanyahu. And Iran and India has a lot of deep ties. This goes back centuries. There's a lot of deep ties between Iran and India. And Modi just destroyed it in one day. Modi has showed Iran that his true friend is Israel, and he would never be a friend of Iran. So, absolutely destroyed any sort of trust or friendship between India and Iran. And India was using Chabahar port. And guess what? Israel has attacked Chabahar port as well yesterday morning. So, again, oh, it's just hilarious. One thing after another. Um, they gave him a fake badge as well. But you kind of get the score, guys. I mean, oh yeah, by the way, Trump is in Mar-a-Lago having a party. You can see this is Trump in Mar-a-Lago, and he's having a party, the time of his life, while a war he started is going on. Look at him dancing. Crazy guy. I think you've seen most of the stuff. Is there anything I wanted to talk about? Yes, I wanted to talk about the Strait of Hormuz as well. So let's show you this map. So this is my understanding, guys. I mean, let me know if you agree with me or not. But at the moment, the IRGC has blocked the Strait of Hormuz. So there's a huge amount of ships that are gathered here. There's a big traffic jam of ships. Um, Monday morning or Sunday night, the oil prices are going to shoot up. At the moment they're about $67 or something like that. It can easily shoot up to $80, $90. What does that mean? That means American, you know, cost cost of gas in America is going to go up. This war is going to really hit American pockets. Inflation is going to go up because cost of goods. cost of goods is going to go up because of oil prices going up, transport costs going up, insurance costs going up. Everything's going to go up, and inflation's going to start going up again into double digits. Cost of gas is going to go up in America, and the people of America are going to be absolutely sick of Trump. Absolutely sick of Trump. So if Iran wins this war, guys, which I think they will, because at the moment, Israel and America, they do not have the cards or the will or the weapons to win a war in Iran. They're not going to put any boots on the ground. That's for sure, 100%. They're not going to put any boots on the ground. I think what Trump wanted was a sharp war, similar to what he did with Venezuela. He wanted something very quick. It looks like it's going to be a long war. So this is my opinion, guys. I think if Iran wins this war, they should take this part, this part of UAE and Oman as a spoil of war. Because history has shown us any country that wins a war, they always get some land or piece of land. And every country has done that. If you look at, for example, America's done that. When they fought Mexico, they took California, they took Texas from Mexico. Um, you can name Israel when they took the Golan Heights. The Soviets, they took huge amounts of land. The British have done it, the French have done it, Portuguese have done it. All great powers have done it. So why is this piece of land important? Well, let me tell you why. Because if Iran takes this piece of land and they can do like some reclamation in the Strait of Hormuz, and they can make the Strait of Hormuz much smaller. So imagine all of this becoming land. They can, dump a lot of sand in there and rock, and they can basically make this into land. You can build a city there or something like that. A huge army base. Who knows? But if Iran controls, you know, these areas, this is going to turn into a canal, and this is going to turn into a canal, which means Iran can charge money for transport of goods going in and out of the Hormuz Strait. And can you imagine Iran can make hundreds and hundreds of billions per year through the amount of traffic that goes through here. And this is the same as Egypt makes through the Suez Canal. So if Iran is smart, this is what they should be doing. Only if they win this war, and only if they have a nuclear weapon, because without a nuclear weapon, this is not possible. So they must have a nuclear weapon, and this means that they will completely control the Hormuz Strait. They will they will make a lot of money from it. UAE needs to learn a lesson that if they host American bases, there will be consequences, and this will be the consequence of them losing some land, so they can do some sort of surrender deal. Oman, Oman also hosts American bases as well, and I don't think Oman was used as a staging ground to attack Iran, but the land that they take from Oman, maybe Iran can give them some sort of compensation per year from the money they get from this canal. And also, it will increase Iran's security, so they can control what goes in and out of the Hormuz Strait of this canal, and so they will completely control this part of the Middle East, and Iran will become a great power overnight. So I think this is what Iran should do if they want to become a great power. So number one, get a nuclear weapon. Number two, completely close the Hormuz Strait and completely control it. And only if they win this war, though. If they lose, then obviously all this plan goes out the window. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Whether this is actually something which is a good idea or maybe not. Um, I'll let you guys decide. So let's go back to the let's go back to any stories I've missed out. And oh yeah, so there's been a lot of American bases which have been attacked, and I don't think Trump expected that because Trump was supposed to make a speech today, and he cancelled the speech. And on the speech, he was supposed to come on and say, "Mission accomplished. We attacked Iran. We won. We we took them out. We are America. We are the greatest." And he had to cancel the speech. Why? Because he didn't expect all these American bases to be attacked. He didn't think that Iran had the guts to do that or the capability. However, they have been attacked. There are bases in Bahrain being attacked, in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, and Yemen and Hezbollah has not even joined the war yet. So imagine if they join the war, how much mayhem that's going to cause all over the Middle East. So American bases are being attacked everywhere, and there was one radar installation in Qatar, and this radar installation costs American taxpayers $1 billion, and that got destroyed with one Shahid drone. So one drone costing $50,000 destroyed a piece of equipment costing over $1 billion. Can you work out the maths? Can you see who's actually winning this economic war? War is economics, guys. When you shoot down, when you create a missile which is $50,000 and you destroy a piece of equipment costing $1 billion, or if you destroy that missile using $1 million anti-aircraft Patriot missile, then who's winning the war? It's obviously whoever produces the cheaper missile or the drone is actually winning, because you are winning the economic war. So you can win long term, because long term, if one country is losing billions and billions and the other country is losing a few 100,000 here and there, end of the day you are winning. So American air defenses have all been failing, mainly because they've all been moved to Israel. Also, their own Patriots are not been working because they're too slow. And Patriots were not designed to be effective anti-aircraft missiles, by the way, because America has always been an attacking country. There's no country on earth who is going to attack America, guys. No country, and America knows that. So that's why they focus on attack. All their weapons are offensive weapons. All the defensive weapons, they don't really put much money into it. They don't, there's no much, there's not much budget that goes into defensive weapons for America, because they don't need the defense, because nobody's going to attack them. And an American, catchphrase is the best form of defense is attack. That's their catchphrase. So they focus everything on offensive weapons, destructive weapons, but they don't really focus on um, any defense. And this is why, I don't think they put much effort into Patriots and hard missiles or anything like that. The Russian S-400s are much, much better, and the Chinese HQ systems are much, much better than the Patriots and the hard systems. So yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to say today, and hope you like my updates. I'll try and do another update video for you tomorrow, and let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you soon. Take care for now.